Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast, brought to you by our patrons at patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Spoiler alert, one of them's here. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Rupier.
And I'm Jeremy.
And Jeremy, one of our $10 patrons, is our guest today. How are you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks also to the other patrons, Darren, Cole, and Josh. So we have a variety of topics we're covering today, but first I wanted to do finally, we have reveals that aren't Shaman King.
I know, right? It feels like it's been 5 years.
We're not even getting the Shaman King set, are we?
Probably not. Okay. Who owns the rights for it in America?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I don't know. If we were a better podcaster, had an actual editor, we would have a guy being like typing away trying to find the right thing. So it looks like, what is it? Oh, there it is. A new card of the day. All right, so let's start with the oldest one and go to the newest one. So first off, we have Lib Me. It's a gray 1 High Beast from Cater Sanctuary, 5k power. Auto, when this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, you may pay the cost of Soul Blast 1. If you do, call this card to a rearguard circle in the back row, rested. And then also, continuous on rearguard circle, if it's stood, it gets intercept and can intercept from the back row. This tiger is not king.
No.
I would not play. I would hope to not play this card.
Yeah. Same.
That sure is a common.
Yep, sure is.
Why would you want it stood? What's the point?
For extra shield, except that you're not boosting, so you could just not play it.
Yeah.
But you get to discard it, I guess, and then call it rested, and you get shield the next turn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a common.
I guess you could. Oh no, not even. I was going to say if there was some way to do it in Shadow Paladin, so you get just an extra warm body. You can.
I mean, there's just better things, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Jeremy?
Yeah, I don't really see it being run in any of the current Cater decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool art, though.
Yeah. So many good arts wasted on commons that don't see play.
Yeah. That's a tragedy, for sure. All right, how about this next one? Knight of Flash Ecclesia. Anybody got that?
The Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Wait, what's the Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Dogmatica Ecclesia, and then there's the new Ecclesia for the Sword Soul deck, right?
I think so. I know about the Dogmatica one. I completely forgot.
The new set, Burst of Destiny, has another Ecclesia.
Yeah. But it's a grade 2 that says when it attacks, if the other unit in the same column is grade 3 or higher, gets grade +1 and power +5,000 until end of turn.
Okay.
See, this is almost good if it was a grade 3 all the time.
I guess the idea is that you can intercept with it when it's not your turn?
Yeah.
Or something?
No, beating a grade 2 that becomes a grade 3 would be helpful for Bastion for early game purposes. But you can't drive check it as a grade 3. And it's not a grade 3 until it attacks, so there are a lot of things before that require grade 3s that this does not help with.
Yeah, if it were Drove Check as a grade 3, or if you could reveal it from hand as a grade 3, it would be probably somewhat useful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Having any amount of shield value on your rear guards would be nice.
Yes.
I saw a meme somewhere where it's the guy with his nose in the book, and it's when you're a Bastion player and pretend you're gonna guard, but it's a handful of 3s, or something dumb like that.
And apparently Japan is playing the grade 3 that gets drive checks.
Yeah, I saw a list WCC posted.
Oh, that wacky one where it's rest shit to get drive.
Yeah.
It's 4 of him and then 4 of the Triple R from set 2.
Interesting.
The one that restands if you persona it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Although I think the argument is people just don't want to play set 1 Bastion for 4 sets.
That sounds right.
So it's they're trying to fix what isn't broken. They're just really bored, which is fair.
Yeah. Bastion is a very boring deck.
What if that's what all the tech billionaires are doing? It's we know that the Apple UI or the Apple UI was good, and we're fixing what isn't broken, not because we need to up our stock price. We're just bored, man. It's boring to look at. I could understand that more if they weren't just like, we're changing the future. Stop it, okay? You don't need to move the save icon. I knew where it was. You know?
They do
Take
what they
6
must
months
because
off.
they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to keep you on your toes.
Right. Also, why we invent like $700 juice presses.
I don't know. I'm not a juice press guy, but I could definitely see myself owning one of those Soda Stream.
A Soda Stream has like some sort of function. I was specifically referencing the Juicero, which was the $700 piece of plastic that just squeezed a juice packet that was like already pre-made.
Oh. I thought it was like a thing where you were like, oh, it's just a blender. You could have just bought a blender.
People buy this stuff?
Oh.
No, they didn't. That's why
Oh.
the Juicero company no longer exists.
Fair
And
enough.
people quickly figured out that you could also just like squeeze the bag with your hands and have juice.
That's so funny.
Oh my god. All right. Desire Devil Kenan and
I'm
Kel.
going to go Kenan.
Kenan. All right.
Like the League of Legends champion.
Sure. So grade 2, when it's placed on rear during your main phase, counterblast 1, load at the top part of your deck and call it to rear, and at the end of the turn, retire that called unit.
Okay.
So
It's
like
free. And it works in like everything.
You're just going to eat it, so it won't actually be there to retire. Easy.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can like technically use this as all the other decks too.
Oh, I kind of want to try this in Pillman, just to be like, call
Put it back
Paraton, Soul Charge, call top card, suck them both in with
Yep.
whatever stride you're doing. Or
It also works with like Borrow Magnus if Borrow Magnus had Counterblast to spare.
oh yeah, yeah. Selfish Engraver is like the only thing they have, right?
Yep.
You could run it in Bruce if I can't think of his name, the grade 2 from set 3, if he wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But, he just kind of does that way better for Bruce.
Oh,
True.
Fugly Face, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
that sounds about right.
yeah. All right, Matt, you want to read a Desire Devil Babetsu?
Yes, this is the card I'm arguing on Twitter about. Desire Devil Babetsu. It's grade 1 rearguard, AK, of course. Has an auto on rearguard circle once per turn. When your other rearguard is put into soul by your Vanguard's ability during your turn, counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, call it to an open rear, and if your soul has 10 or more cards, draw a card. So the argument I'm having is a Pale Moon expert. This is important.
Is it 14 attack guy?
No.
Damn it.
Is
All
surprised that like if you put this into soul and 3 other units, like you still get its effect.
Mhm.
Even though if you've played, I think, any other card game in your life, this would be like, yeah, of course.
Isn't
Yeah.
there reminder text too?
Yeah, it literally says on
Yeah.
there, like this may be used even if it's put into your soul at the same time.
But this is like a pretty basic interaction in most games. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, this sees the other things leave the field, so it activates its effect.
Yep. Like that's how that's always worked.
But
I like it.
oh, it's good. No, this card's great for sure.
Yeah.
Like
You're not arguing over whether it's good or not. You're arguing
Oh,
over
no, I
whether.
I
the
think
ruling.
this Umbreon thing is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess if you had at least 3 of them, you could stand greed on twice, attack 3 times.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of counterblast though. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's if you're going for the win.
Mhm. Counterblast don't matter if they're dead.
True. Just call a full board, no problem. Build
Sweet.
your own dogma.
That's a triple R. What's his name? Kenan was a double R. Those are pretty good for double and triple R.
It definitely feels like a triple R, and it feels like worthy of being a triple R.
Mm-hmm.
Did they announce if Flagberg's getting the reveals for next week?
I think next week was arms cards for
Oh,
the
okay.
Blaze Maiden deck.
Oh, like the set arms cards instead of the TD ones?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, I guess we missed a couple of those, but long story short, it's counterblast 2 to get 2 arms from drop and put them into your hand. Whatever, it's fine.
Unplayable.
yeah.
Unplayable, and then the other one was just like a generic 5K increase on a grade 2. Whatever. It's not
Yeah,
worth the time.
they were commons.
Yeah. So revealed literally as we started this episode. We have Aurora Battle Princess, Taser Large. Love that name. Auto on front row rear. Once per turn, when your opponent's rear guard is placed other than from hand, rest that unit.
I hate this card.
What
All
are we
right.
thinking?
It's certainly funny.
Yeah. Arguably better than Turquoise?
Arguably.
What was the rarity? I can't bring up a picture.
It's a rare.
It's a
I'm
You
not
had-
sure.
Yeah. Would you have... Because Turquoise is active all the time. This is just once per turn.
Yes.
That's true.
So, but Turquoise just minuses 5k. This,
Right.
incapacitates it for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Bruce or something. But even then, that's one less attack to deal with.
So if your opponent calls two things from prison here, I guess you just pick which one that you...
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like a auto, once per turn. But
Yeah.
that being said, if they, choose their order carefully, there's no you may rest that unit. It's just the first thing that gets.
Wait.
Hold
So when you counterblast one to unprison things,
Yeah,
you choose like one then the other, or do you just choose two at the same time?
you choose two and then call them.
Okay, so the person with this card would get to choose which one to rest them.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I talked myself out of it. Never mind.
Yeah. I was just wondering where you were going. I was like, hold on.
Nope.
I'm trying to understand.
Took me a second. Sorry. No.
Yeah.
It's
But this also has utility of stunning decks that call that superior call,
yeah.
in general.
Like Virina.
Virina, Magnolia with
Wait.
wild-
The Virina calls from hand, right?
Fiery.
yeah.
They
Well,
ride. Yes.
Yeah, it's from hand.
Calling Trickstar from drop. That
Yeah, but
Okay.
Trickstar can't be chosen.
does it say choose though? 'Cause-
No, it does not choose.
That's true.
It just says when it's placed, that unit rests.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So
Was that in the rulings that when you overdress, it needs to be in the same state as the?
Yeah. So
Okay.
So it does do something there because the Trickstar's from drop, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But Prison already wins the overdress matchup anyways.
Yep.
So it just makes it worse.
Yep.
Yeah. On the plus side, it's also like I can't afford turquoise. Here's a backup option.
Typically, you're not looking to make your good matchups better.
Mhm.
You're looking to cover. Well, sometimes that can be effective if people are playing
Yeah.
that deck, but
Well, this has different utility from Turquoise since it can cover more things.
Mhm.
Turquoise makes that sweet 23k column.
Yeah, does.
True.
Mhm.
It's the same with Rouge.
Yeah.
Part of the reason you run her.
are you ever cutting Rouge though?
You'll probably decrease her some, but she's never completely going away.
Card's good.
Yeah.
They'd have to come up with a really good triple to replace her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Card's just huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this other order.
Yeah. It's a
So
Soul
it's-
Blast 2. Imprison all of your opponent's rear guards in the back row.
Okay. So there's we talked about it during the set review. Lemon Party, whatever you want to call it, is that grade 3 on attack? Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 3. Pick 3 of your opponent's rear guards and then imprison them. And then if they have 5 or more in prison, she gets a crit.
Mm-hmm.
I think or she gets 10k, and then if after they have 5 or more in prison, she
I have a request.
yeah.
Can you
Don't
never
call
call
it
it?
lemon. Yeah. Okay. I only need to do that once. But what I'm saying is that Lemon does that job better. She has legs, and she gets a crit, and she
Yeah.
gets power for it.
Yeah. And Soul Blast 2 is like a decent amount.
hmm And Lemon is Soul Blast 3, sure, but again, all the other benefits that I was pointing to.
Mm-hmm.
I think the deck just gets
This
more.
seems to be just do what the deck already does more, which
Mhm.
I don't think it needs.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
That's a common.
Remember what I was lacking in this?
What, lacking in imprisonment?
Well, I guess it was lacking in like consistent imprisonment, right?
Right, right.
Like back at like set
Set
one.
Yeah, well, it's just gotten better. I know there's a promo that like imprisons from top of the opponent's deck or something.
It's in the same group as NPIX.
What's
I think those were the
NPIX?
only. Oh, the Fox for Magnolia, Sylvanhorn Beast NPIX, which I'll probably talk about later.
Yeah.
But it was with those. I think there were 10 promos, but those are the only 2 that I think stuck out.
Damn. Because like, so.
Or at least the only one. Sorry, at least the only ones that saw play.
Okay, I mean, because like, so the thing with the bind from or imprison from top of deck gal is that you have that order that imprisons from the opponent's hand, and they largely do the same job, which is if they don't have a board, you can get it from somewhere else. And in the case of top of deck gal, our friend asked us like, what do I do if it never comes out in English? I'm like, you have this other option. Now with the Fox, is there another like backup to that or
No. No. Urgula is your closest thing, and Urgula doesn't even come close.
Yeah. What was the full name again? Sylvan Horned Beast.
NPIX. ENPIX.
NPIX. Sounds like a production company. NPIX. Back row gets plus 10k if you have 3 or less rear guards. All of your load already. Okay. It's plus 10 if you have 3 or less rear guards. All of your rear guards in the same column. God, that's so good. Holy shit. Damn, dude.
Yeah, I'll probably be talking about that a little bit later on. Spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any other card of the day, so moving on then. So, being that you are a $10 patron, you get an episode to yourself with the topics being chosen. So, what did you want to talk about first?
I guess I just kind of wanted to introduce myself a little bit, just in terms of like my Vanguard history. I have a couple. I don't really think I'm that great of a player, but I do have a few regional tops under my belt, so I could like briefly go over those.
It's better than
us.
So, anyway, I started playing. I came from Yu-Gi-Oh. It was between set 7 and 8, the original. Someone handed me a fully built Great Nature deck. And like, here you go, let's play, including SP Binoculus, which I still have.
Wow.
The deck was awful, especially like going against Dope players and stuff like that. I ended up building Dope myself and playing for a bit, but I kept Great Natures as my main throughout. Like, I had Leopold Reverse and
I think it was Swick.
Belly, Chat Fox, which I'll talk about again a little bit later. Spoiler. So I'm in Canada, so the only regionals I can really get to is Toronto. But I've topped 3 times out of the maybe 10 or so that I've gone. Luckily, I tend to run 12 crit decks and sack, so that's probably a big factor.
Strong plan.
Yep. My first top was with Revengers. It was right after set 15, so with Glendios. I was running Mordred Raging Form, 12 crit. I lost in top 8 to a mirror, although the girl I was playing, she looked to be like 11 or 12, so she was like the only younger person there, and I think she went on to get, I think she went top 4 or top 2. I don't remember all of my matchups. I played two Revenger, because this was back in 2014-15. I played one of my friends, which out of like a 400-person tournament when there's only 12 of us going down was nice, but he was playing Golds with Alfred. And then I played
Liberator Alfred, right?
Yeah, Liberator, Monarch Sanctuary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. It was I had to no guard at 4 damage, and she got a crit. It happens.
Damn.
But yeah, it was still It was still good. That was my first regionals too, so I was pretty psyched. My second top was actually with Shadowware Tester Fox.
Yay!
This was between Gene Strategy and Trinity Dragon.
Okay.
So I remember I had like the Armadillo G Guard, and I wasn't running Compass Lion. I didn't even think of Compass Lion until a friend of mine also playing Great Nature was playing it. And I'm just like, why am I not playing this? Because I think I had Binoculus in there just as my third grade 2.
You know a card's good when they do the V series of it, and it's just the same effect.
Yeah,
Like it's
bigger
perfect.
body.
We don't have to do anything.
I love
Compass
this card.
Exactly.
What?
I love this card that read like a downside, and it's just like the best card you could put in that slot.
It's like back in the day, it was the only like 11K grade 2 where the downside was actually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or like Brutal Jack or something, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because Brutal Jack would get power when it attacked?
It had restraint. You had a counterblast
Yeah.
for it to.
Oh no, I know that, but you said like the downside is good for it. Like
Yeah, the downside's just like actually huge for Great Nature.
yeah, because
The downside.
Yeah. And Mike.
And yeah, Mike too. Mike is probably like just absolutely nuts. You're just like, all right, I'll search for this grade 3 I need. Perfect.
I like how the first like clone of that was largely just untouched, and then Duckbill came out, and they're like, "Oh, tangible card advantage, nice." Because TikTok Flamingo is just like, he's the guy who did it before his time, but just didn't do it right, and then someone came along and took that idea, and then Duckbill is like the Beatles of that kind of card. So, sorry, continue.
Oh, no worries. That regionals, I made it to top 4. I don't remember any of my matchups going up, except I felt bad for him too, because he was like a really good player in the region, and he was playing Time Leap, which is probably one of the best decks of that time. And
this is post-Hetero round, right?
I don't remember. Hetero came out.
Gears of Fate was.
This was, I think it was before Gears of Fate.
Okay.
So Time Leap was good, but they hadn't really brought up the Zodiac Time Beast stuff yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, TikTok and Melum were still things. But yeah, he was great stuck for a turn, so that's how I got him.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, but he was on the team and did a little interview with me afterwards, so that was nice for his YouTube channel. I don't remember. I think my top 8 was DI Reggie, and that was close. I think we went to game 3 because it was Bushi doing best of 1 and then best of 3 for top cut.
Okay, so I'm pro best of 3, but we did my locals with a best of 3 a few weeks ago, and it took so goddamn long.
Vanguard players are incapable of playing quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my locals is best of 3, and we usually only do 3 or 4 rounds, and it's usually only us there, so we just go and get a coffee or something. Well, there's always those 2 players that are playing for like an hour, even though we do have time.
Angel
Feather
players.
Yeah, I remember I lost to Novas in top 4. My Colin with an attacking Tester Fox was 40k, and I think I needed 41 to get him.
Damn.
It was that close.
Yeah, it's real awkward doing the dope numbers on Great Nature. Because you need to do 3 on a 9k to hit 21. And
I used to have them all memorized.
Yeah.
How many jokes I had to hit magic numbers?
Yeah, I know that.
I remember when power numbers were like 11, 9, and 7.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody ever does. I know that trying to do Foivos in Aquaforce nowadays fucking sucks. Like, it's
so annoying.
Hitting for you have to put him on an Excel circle to hit on his own.
Yep,
like, 11. You got it.
Yeah.
At least you can still turn to somebody with it.
You can. Or if it's on the Valio stride turn, you can make it work. Or if it's what's his face? Flood Hazard, because he gives him 2K, so he's hitting 13 then.
Yeah.
But still awkward.
So my third experience was a team tournament, and there's a little bit of a funny story. I was playing. Our team was Zodiac Time Beast, Victor, and I was playing Zanki, Shiranui Zanki. I went undefeated all day. I was laughing so hard at everybody playing either Chaos, Messiah, or Deleters because I had such a good matchup.
Renee is a cool, definitely not lame card.
No, not at all. It's just like, oh, my whole board's locked. Rennie don't care.
It's like the honey badger of Vanguard. Yeah.
Jinx. It's messed up.
Our team's Zodiac Time Beast player is less of a competitive player. Like, he was doing really good with the deck, but he generally plays decks that aren't as meta, just like decks he likes. But his matchups were really close. He got all the hard matchups, I think. He got the Luards and the mirror matches and stuff like that. But we get to top 8, and our teammate playing Victor got disqualified for having the wrong card ID in one of his cards.
Oh no! Damn.
And as we were playing, he played it out, and he would have won. He won the game out. Our Zodiac Time Beast, who hadn't been winning all day, won his. And me, who had been winning all day, lost to Dark Regular Sharheart. So that was our top 8.
God damn.
That's rough. That's really rough.
Awful.
But it was still nice that we made it that far. It's just one of the... it's kind of hard to afford going to Nationals, especially when it's going to the US and is already a big expense. So it's more just for the bragging rights.
It's also all the way in California, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Root Beer and I are yeah, quite an odyssey.
Yeah.
You used to be one of us.
What? Not me.
But yeah, that's all I had about that. I didn't really get to many regionals after that. I think I did 2 in V, and they were both Murakumo.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after Zambaku came out from set 2, and then right after Hyuga came out.
Hyuga was, that was a deck.
Hyuga was great. I remember I lost my first game. I was grade stuck on 1 because I was running. Of course, you run such a low grade 1 and 2 count.
Yeah.
Just to get yourself there. But yeah, I had a lot of great matchups. I played Maelstrom, and I was just laughing at Glory. I'm just like, oh, you lower. Oh, I can only guard with 1 card. Okay, I'll lower your board with Shiryuki. Have fun.
Oof. Rip.
I like the Zambaku deck a lot. I had a lot of. I think people just completely misunderstood that deck for its entire existence somehow, and people were just counterblast, soul blast 1, make it so they can't reride. What are they going to do?
That and free call, free power up.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it wasn't meta relevant, I liked playing around with the center arrestor. Just get
center arrestor's deal again.
He got 5k for every arrestor on board, not himself, and he could attack from the back row. The 5k was permanent, so you couldn't really attack into him unless you wanted to blow a 30k column on him.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah, the people kept thinking that you had to do you wanted to do the whole counterblast 3 thing, and I was like, nah, because at the time OTT was really popular.
Mm-hmm.
So you just make it so no reride, and what do they do?
No protect marker, no promise daughter.
Yep, just nothing. They just do nothing.
I think I went back in that format. Spikes was a really, really uphill matchup, and I had 2. I was paired against 2.
Seafree is really annoying.
Oh, Seafree.
Yeah.
I was going to say this is before Rising Nova.
Yeah,
this is long before Rising Nova.
Yeah, they just keep punching you in the face with giant monsters.
Right. Giant football-themed monsters.
This was back when we only had the original set with the 4, the Tachi Mega Colony Spikes, Aquaforce D Police, and Grand Blue, and then we got the AL4, so the Shadows, Murakumo, Pale Moon, and DI.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Kumo was like the first like Excel deck to be like
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they kept making Excel better.
Well, they combined Excel 2 with printing dumb Excel cards, right?
Yeah.
So then you got into that meta that was like Murakumo, Pale Moon, whatever else was going on there.
I think Mordred was okay in that meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was another really good Excel deck that I'm forgetting.
You know what the best part is? Someone could just go back in our discography and just be like, we know exactly what they were thinking, exactly what was going on at that particular time.
Yep.
I love when people... Why?
But I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Yeah, because we don't go back and listen to ourselves.
One for what? Was it Gold Palette?
Gold Palette was a little bit later. Gold Palette was the set with the idols.
I don't.
It was Corrin that ran Ezel.
Right.
I know that when someone asks like, "What did you think back then?" I'm like, "Let fucking go find out. I don't want to bother." Like, I already hate listening to my own voice because I gotta edit this thing. Just no.
This will be the only episode I don't listen to because I cannot stand the sound of my voice.
Oh yeah, no, that's completely understandable. I
was going to say my friends listening can tell me how it is.
Yeah, I think the only time it works listening to something you've been on is if it's a long enough time where you kind of forget what you said. But we record these the night before they come out, so
yeah.
But for something like Generation Dan, which is my other show, we record it a month before. So by the time that comes out, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Cool, I'm a completely different person now. Let's see. So was that the end of your
yeah, that was the end of my little odyssey.
For people who run a podcast about this, we are
shockingly bad at
we're shockingly terrible
Whoa.
at this game.
Whoa. I've gotten to like last round several times.
Okay.
And then just knocked out by like, I don't know.
Although Atlas, you've been winning at your locals recently.
But it's always playing Tachikaze.
Because that matters, Root Beer. Winning at my locals matters.
Look,
it's still winning.
All I'm saying is G Tachikaze was sweet.
Oh yeah. That was a fun time.
I played G Tachi.
It was so good. And the Ancient Dragon like engine in there was so good.
I never got to play with Spino Driver and Spino Commander? I can't remember.
The rewriting thing.
Tachi was the other good Excel deck, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hanger Blader.
Yeah, for the Hyuga meta, the second AL4. Yeah.
Yeah, that deck was not okay.
Because Deuterex was like decent-ish, like no.
Nope. People thought it was for a second. Anger Blader.
Oh, okay. Oh, Anger Blader was that early? Fuck.
Yeah.
No, it got banned.
I thought that was later.
No, it wasn't that late. I think we just forget about it because it got banned immediately.
Right.
I guess middle of the road for V.
Yeah.
I guess like right before the second season of the anime, so right before where we got Uranus and why can't I think of his name?
It got banned in that January.
Yeah.
Uranus
didn't topped the tournament and then immediately got banned.
Yeah, it topped Japanese nationals, I think.
Yeah.
And then after that Worlds, they errated Riviere, banned Anger Blader, restricted Cho-Oh, and restricted Shiryuki to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Vanquisher was also another one.
Yeah. Oh, I was trying to think of Valkyrion. That did come out before we were. Yeah. It was right before, because Crystal Melody came out before the set with Isabel.
Mm-hmm. I know. So I'm looking at the set right now for Anger Blader. So that was the Raging Tactics September 2019 in Japan in October for us.
Mm-hmm.
So that came with Anger Blader, Dead Heat Bullspike, and then Gunning Colio, which was like a big fat nothing burger.
Yeah, but that was before. That was before the Phantasmal Steel Liberation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was right after.
It was right after. Okay.
Yeah, the regionals I went to, Anger Blader had just come out. I was trying to finish my deck, I think, at the regionals.
Yeah.
That is one of the like most stressful situations a card game player can be in, is the running to all the booths trying to get the last like few cards for whatever deck. They're like, deck registration will be collected in 15 minutes. Oh shit!
I regret this decision now, but when I was playing Nuba in that one tournament I mentioned, I was missing my Zeroth Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a booth and paid like 150 CAD for it.
Oh,
And I didn't play it once.
oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Oof. But like you have to do it just in case.
It's got to be in there, right? Like you don't know, like what if you're in the tournament and that was your winning play and you didn't have it? Like
Yeah.
you would slap yourself in the face so hard.
And this was for noobs, you said you were doing it
Yeah,
for?
this was Zanki. This was set
Yeah.
14. The last
like,
G set.
The Dragon Empire Zeroth Dragon is like okay.
It's fine.
So, yeah.
It's like
It was amazing with Jamie Okongo.
I think it's one of the better ones now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I think one deck wants Ultima. Like Gold's definitely wants Ultima, but like other than that, like I guess the Magalonica one's good.
Yeah.
And Zoa has
pretty
its,
solid.
Zoa has its important uses.
Zoa's fallen the fuck off. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
You can't meme people with it anymore? Dang,
well,
too
no.
bad.
So because everybody's got a G Dart that can like pull a PG or something from like ass.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
So it just quit being useful. Like, and especially for like I took talented rhinos out of Great Nature.
I was just going to ask you that actually.
Oh, go ahead. I guess.
No, I was going to ask if you still kept talented rhinos and Monoculus Tiger in your premium Great Nature.
I have 2 Monoculus in there, but I very rarely use it, and I don't know what to replace it with. I tried Label Pangolin for a while, but it was just deck out fuel. So
yeah,
I haven't been able to sit down and test, but I'm thinking like kind of close to what I had for standard Big Belly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with like a few tech cards.
Circle Panther and Spool Mary and stuff has been quite fun.
Yeah, like I think I just threw in Crayon. I know you mentioned on a previous episode the Hamdon combo, which is still in there too.
I ended up cutting that for Circle Panther.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do like the Hamdon combo. My problem was that once somebody figures you out, they quit giving you enough counterblast to do that. They're just gonna go, okay, I'm just not gonna give them 2 at a time.
So you just bring it like every like 3rd week or something.
Brilliant. I like that.
Am I running Hamdon in this week? You'll never know.
Well, here's the thing about Circle Panther. So it can buff anything for a Soul Blast, and then it refunds itself at the end phase because it goes into Soul. Yeah. So it helps with Great Nature's Soul problems. And then Spool Mary allows you, again, to be something that can buff herself for free and dies at the end. So you can have Compass Line kill it because it's going to die anyway. So it's like it's a good turn 2 ride because it calls itself out when you ride over it, and then any other subsequent, it's useful pretty much any time of the game, which is what I think Talented Rhinos was missing, where it was this awkward thing you have to keep around because you got to use it for your win con, but it's a dead card up until like turn 4.
Yeah, like he's a decent beater, but there are other decent beaters that do things in the early game.
So. I mean, it's always changing. It's the thing that I test with and tinker with the most. A, because I have the biggest card pool because I save most stuff, but B, because I've been around with it the longest. Like, Matt, I'm sure you have that with like Spike Brothers or.
Not anymore.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I had virtually every Murakumo card before the fire.
Oh,
yeah. But I mean, G Murakumo is nothing now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
no, and it's
I'm glad.
I'm definitely on board with Nui Dio needing to go. I just wish that we had have gotten something that could play. Like I loved Hyuga, like it's probably my favorite Murakumo deck. I just wish we got something playable that wasn't busted to begin with.
Bushiroad really does need to make like either new strides or new like
G Guardians.
Yeah, like G
Murakumo's
support.
G Guardians are unplayable.
They
Straight
give
up.
you 15k and they call your units from board to guard with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's it. That's
They
all
give
they
you
do.
they give your back row interception. Oh, wait, you can, if you're GB1, you can counterblast one to get 10k.
Ooh,
oh boy.
that's- so
Just reading plot maker really quickly. 1 second.
right though.
I would love to just be the guy, like, they get a card designer of Bushra, they're like, what would you like to do? Something for every clan. Like, no, we're going to do these clans need this stuff set. And then it's just like 80% Murakumo.
That would require them to know what Murakumo needs.
What's a
What
Murakumo?
does it need?
I saw people saying that Tanba, like they should have left the Tanba loop. I'm like, okay, first of all, nobody should play that anyway. So it's good that they banned it.
Terribly inconsistent.
It's so bad. It has so many moving parts.
You need
Tanba-
them all in hand to go with.
Which one's Tomba again? It's
Tanba's the
that's-
P. Go ahead.
It's a grade 1. When you attack, put a normal unit back to the bottom of your deck, and he doesn't get the name.
Is it the guy with like the shuriken looking thing and he's holding it behind him?
Yes.
He's got like white hair. He's holding a purple shuriken.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's right. that's right.
7K.
Yeah, so
Okay.
basically, it's also a shadow stitch ability.
Okay.
So you kind of,
And it's whenever anything on board doesn't hit. So I
Yes.
think you can stack them.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So then you put a normal unit from your drop to the bottom of your deck. So you just kind of keep, going through it.
It's,
But
you're basically, if it goes with, it's not dual weapon.
dual weapon's a very good one
Yeah.
because it retires itself, so you can keep going through dual weapons. For
Yeah, that's the loop. And
Yeah.
there's another piece to it as well that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Because you have to go through because dual weapon can only get a grade 1 or 3.
Right, so you need to use Metamorphox to clone the name. That's the one.
Yeah, and you just keep doing it, and it's not even good.
No, it dies too defensive, especially now.
So, yeah. So people are like, they banned Ton, but I'm like, I don't care.
They're just trying to get loops out of the way. That's fine.
Yeah. It honestly saves some people some effort, honestly.
But the unfortunate thing is, like, those were the only two things Mara had, so now it needs something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to just play Yasue AV and
Not
Meme.
Stride. Or-
yeah, basically.
Maybe Stride I can't think of his name, but the last Yasue, the one that...
Goma?
No, was it...
Is it the one that
Goma
calls
Tenma?
itself?
It's Genma.
Yes. That's the one that
Yeah.
gets the crit if something doesn't hit and then calls out stuff.
Right.
Is-
Goma's the second one, or the third one. Second,
Okay,
third?
yeah, or Goma was the one where it's like flip and then call copies of itself.
Yeah.
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 It calls any Yasue from
Okay.
from face up.
Which, yeah.
What if
I
it
don't
just
know.
called any amount of Yasue? What if Goma could just call like you, but you can only call to open front row circles. So like, let's say you like get Excel circle, right? You
So
go
you
into
call
Goma
three.
and then you just call, like reveal 3 cards from your G zone.
Yeah.
That'd be sick, right?
And then you just have to G guard twice and then you're a
I
debate.
don't even think this card's good if it does this.
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure your GB8 is garbage, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
just straight up V Yasue is more threatening.
What is the GBA? Oh, it's the one where you call 2 duplicates of your Vanguard, and then after each attack doesn't hit, you can like rewrite it, but it has to be in the same position. So if you attack, you can't even attack with your rear guards first. You have to write it from rear onto your Vanguard in the same position it was in. And you also have to pay some cost. I don't remember.
There was that stride that let you continuously, so long as you had the counterblast, you could keep calling a unit on board.
Tenma.
Yeah.
That one I remember because I just have the eternal nightmarish audio clip of Chris saying Tenma, like faster and faster until my head explodes.
Yeah, oh, I thought you meant the video where I think I don't remember who I beat with it. It might have been, I don't remember. I remember playing on one of the Nexus Core YouTube videos.
Yeah,
playing Murakumo, and it was very funny.
Yeah, it might have been Richard or me or somebody. I don't know.
One thing I really learned to like playing G. So G Murakumo is very bad. I don't want to. I want to preface this, so don't pretend this deck is good. But I definitely liked running the stand trigger that went into soul to unflip a damage. That card became like really important, and I think the Shadow Stitch stand trigger, the Drench Serpent, that like countercharge, soul charge, like get 4K somewhere, was like unplayably bad.
Yeah, I didn't play her. I played the first stand trigger that came out that let you clone things because you needed that to run.
Oh, Hidden Scroll. Yeah, Hidden Scroll's very good. I think I played like 2 of it though. I didn't play.
What was the stride?
Homura Raider.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I didn't play very many of that because I
was
wanted
like a
to play
2 of, right? Because it's like GB2 and you gotta flip itself.
Yeah, a lot of times that deck is Shibaraku Buster, try to deal damage from opponent, and just like get drive checks on rear, I guess. And then they printed the Royal Paladin Shibaraku Buster, which was infinitely cheaper for some reason.
Yeah, it's just in a deck that was arguably quite a bit better,
right?
That had other options that weren't Shibaraku Buster.
Everything's so unfair to Murakumo and G.
Or just in general, like when you start as
No, V Murakumo was busted every single time.
At least it was either busted or at least like very good.
I'm talking before, not after.
Oh,
when you start out as the bastard child of Nubatama, then it was so hard to like.
I actually don't think that the Ride Chain Murakumo back in like BT8 was that even that bad. I just think there was just too many other busted decks. Like you had like Dote to compete with and MLB, right? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Why were you even playing the first half of Limit Break?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't.
Don't. Wasn't until Break Rides came out that Dote started to fall off the wagon, and still Dauntless Dote was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's what happens when.
And then Novell Dote was a thing.
Oh my god!
Don't remember.
That
Novell was certainly a time. I hated that time too because it was team tournaments. So like every team was defender and had like Novell, Raging Form, Blau.
Yeah, that's about accurate.
It's just like, okay, this is very cool and good.
I'm glad I missed that because I think my first regionals was because I think they usually do like team in the spring and then singles in the fall. Yeah, so I managed to.
That's good.
You
didn't miss anything.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
And it's funny because Chaos Breaker just came out, but everyone like quickly realized, I was like, why are you playing Chaos Breaker when you could just play Blau or something broken?
Yeah. I remember doing a regional where this is BT8. So Great Nature got Duckbill in that set. And I brought Great Nature to a regional. It was a team regional, and we had 2 guys. One was playing Dote, one was playing Ezel. And the Ezel guy lost every single game.
Oof.
I went undefeated, and the Dote guy, he went X2. So whenever his losses lined up with the Ezel guy, so we got eliminated like I think it was right before Top Cut or something. But it was just like if the Ezel guy just didn't suck.
Yeah.
Losing every round is impressive. Usually, at least in Vanguard, you can like at least like scrape to a win at some point.
Yeah, or something.
At some point, you just turn over 2 yellow cards, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, it has to happen.
Or in D-Series, just flip over the big shiny card.
Yeah. This is Ezel we're talking about. In like BT08, it was good at the time. Because you had Cure for whatever, right?
Did you have Platina back then?
No, Platina was BT9.
9.
Oh, my bad.
But well, I just was like such an unexpected thing to like, what the hell are animals? What are these things?
What was in BT09 again? Is that the blood and like Amatros cross ride?
Mm-hmm.
That was the Magatsu ride line.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Magatsu ride line. You got.
For some reason, I thought that was an 8. I'm not really sure why. And I guess there was Musketeers in there, maybe.
Musketeers were 8.
Musketeers were 8. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, all these sets kind of blend together. At least at the end of, pre Break Ride, I guess.
Break Ride, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Set 8 was also the introduction to Aqua Force.
Too. Yeah, with Maelstrom.
Yeah, I've got a silly memory when it comes to stuff like that, but I can't remember where I set my keys down for the life of me. But
Feel that.
ask me what clans were in what Vanguard sets, I gotcha.
Oh, great.
I'm just
useful
kicking
knowledge.
myself for that time. I asked for a box of the newest Vanguard set for Christmas, and that happened to be Divine Dragon Caper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oof.
Remember that shit? That was like the worst set in G.
Remember when the episode for that was like the most high drama episode ever? The Vanguard subreddit, I believe, just had an absolute meltdown over that particular episode.
Wait, what
Because
was
we called the Narukami cards like pretty bad.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
And I think it was Jose
I think so.
was like super upset about the Narukami cards because he plays a lot of Narukami.
Right, yeah.
Was that the
And-
episode where we had like 5 people on?
Oh yeah, it was a giant nightmare. I could not keep track of what was going on.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, so that set was but yeah, the Vanguard subreddit had an absolute meltdown over that set.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like new Spike Brothers stuff that was just not good. So it was where you got that stride that was like flip and then artificially charge things that are already on board. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was. It's also where you got Luard. What's it called?
yeah, this was set 10, or G set 10, wasn't it?
G set 9.
Yeah,
Flying Dragon Keeper. It was
it was the
Drag-
Luard first
Driver?
set. with
Right.
Drag Driver.
Yeah, 10 was Tachi and Mura.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
and also more Luard. That was also garbage. Until, I think Luard was pretty bad until set 12, I think, and then it got busted.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That's where you
And
got
then it got really busted.
Mm-hmm. Set 12, 13, 14. Wacky schmacky stuff.
Yeah, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about to wrap up
Still
here?
okay stuff?
Yeah, I was gonna, I guess now briefly, because we've been going for almost an hour, talk about some Magnolia stuff.
Have at it.
Yeah, I guess I was just gonna talk a little bit about what I've been testing, which is, I can't think of his name. The deer.
I just call it the deer. I know exactly what
That's
you're talking
fair.
about. Attacks from back row and can bounce after it attacks.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
I just realized like the other week that I'm like, oh, I can call it for Persona Ride on my Persona Ride turn, keep it in the front row. It's 23, and then just intercept with it. It's a 10k intercept.
Yeah.
And that's been. So I've been putting, and Pix has been putting in a lot of work. I haven't really gone up against too many retire heavy matchups. So, because I think it gives you resist if you have 3 or less rear guards, which is still good because it protects itself, the thing in front of it, and you can still keep something else on board.
Yeah. Now tell me, what do you think of Prize Trident in the Magnolia?
I've been enjoying it.
Good.
Yeah.
I like Prize Trident.
Especially like the first turn with Daimaru and Magnolia, just refunds the cost of both of those cards.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to try using that in Premium too, because I think you can do stuff, because it's like on 5th battle, no matter where that is, it just goes into Soul and countercharges. So you can do something like Great Nature where you flip Managarm Aurum. That's part of your buff thing. You do your, like on the 5th battle, it gets out of the way, you get your countercharge, and then it can be Soul Blasted for a new thing of where it just was. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot better in set 3 because I find set 2 is very. I want to say I liked set 1 better, but only because everything was like powered down. So like when you were running things like the Mantis and I mean you're probably still running Spiritual Body Condensation if you're running Zorgnolia, but just the stuff that in the early game, call it from drop, drop it for ride deck cost, call it back 5k, get those 3 attacks in early that they can't really guard, and then you're set up for your grade 3 Magnolia turn. But now it's like, because I'm running the QC Urgula, which is still a nice 23k column, but you're either committing too many cards and then you just lose because you can't defend yourself, or you're not doing enough damage and you die to a defensive trigger.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of quit doing the Kusi Urgula thing, just with the introduction of the deer and stuff, because I like being more flexible.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And Urgula, not so much, but just the Kusi thing where it's just very clunky.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any shield on his own, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like, not that 5k is a huge deal, but still.
Kusi, being the 15k guy that you can only call center, Urgula is the Rose Whip where he can move horizontally.
Yeah. But yeah, they make a nice 23k column.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's not really.
I think games are made and lost by like the narrowest of margins. So even losing that 5k shield can mean something.
Yeah, I think, and I'm kind of combining my last two topics, which is fine because time-wise. But I think the things that Magnolia really needs, aside from like good skills, good resource management, like your units need to be hitting 23, especially if you're making 6 attacks. Because if you're under that, then defensive trigger, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So like the stuff that is like, that's why I'm currently running Lattice, and Lattice will be going out for. I just call him Pineapple Cat. He essentially fulfills the same role.
Yeah.
Deer is great, but it's only hitting 18.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's half of the time I find I'm like, oh, they have a defensive trigger. I'll still attack with them from the back row because I want him back in a hand. But it's like, or I'll attack with him so that I get my prize trident. But it's like,
I do like if they haven't taken the damage trigger yet, where they'll have to guard with either 2 cards or lose a 15k shield on the 18. Like it's like getting a battle door skill where it's like right on the line. Feels good.
Yeah, making them drop a trigger, taking the damage.
Root Beer, this is how I feel during the Lyrical Monasterio set, is what you're experiencing right now. I'm sorry.
My apologies.
No, don't mind me.
I'm now.
I could have sent any one of my friends from Locals to talk Lyrical. Because I think I'm the only person at Locals who doesn't have a Lyrical deck.
Atlas, I am constantly doing other things while we're podcasting. Don't worry about it.
But just, it's funny, because, I don't know, feels good. And you're wearing that Stoicheia shirt from, not Vision, it's...
Next Level Games.
Next Level Games, thank you.
I may have also bought decal stickers for my laptop and the keychain. I may have treated myself. We're still in the pandemic, you know. You gotta treat yourself sometimes.
True.
I have a Pale Moon sticker on my car and a Great Nature sticker on the back of my laptop.
Nice.
So,
I do not have any Vanguard stickers.
that's completely
Neither do I.
understandable.
I don't own very many things, so
I still have that OTT T-shirt from the one regional I went to.
Oh man, I have that Pale Moon one, but it's getting tighter on me because I got fatter during the pandemic. So
Mood.
Yeah.
See, I stopped drinking soda and got less fat.
Wow.
Yeah, I switched to bubbly to mix my alcoholic drinks. Once you get past the taste, it's actually a dietitian that recommended that one to me. It's like, oh, don't mix your drinks with soda, mix them with bubbly.
I quit caffeine or just like cut down on it, and I miss Dr. Pepper, but I'm on, ironically, root beer. So just
root beer can be really good if you're not buying like the random store.
Yeah,
random like Barks stuff.
Yeah, IBC or whatever, like, or it's just kind of like the old timey soda fountain, root beer, like just it's better for sure, but it's still bad for me, and I should stop.
Yeah, everything's bad for me. I just don't care at this point.
It's a bit of a tangent, but when my boyfriend comes up to see me in Canada, because he's in Illinois, like he drinks a lot of different sodas, so he'll be like trying to find certain sodas in the store, and like we have no variety in Mountain Dew, and apparently that's like a huge thing in the States.
Yeah,
we have like 18 different Mountain Dews.
Code Red, Baja Blast, Taco Bell, all that good stuff.
And like I think we have like multiple flavors of Barks. Like we have like a cherry spicy barks or something like that. He didn't end up trying it. Neither did I. But it was just like
Fair enough.
I hadn't even noticed.
If I,
But it's just like, oh, they don't even have Barks cream soda. It's just this random cherry thing.
I've seen Barks cream
It's
soda.
cherry root beer is basically Dr Pepper, right?
Oh man, I guess it would be, but without the caffeine. So it's like I know if I was at a soda fountain and I'm like, oh man, they don't have Dr Pepper. I do like half Coke, half root beer, which is like 40% of the way there. It's not quite the same.
I think I had a bad experience with Dr Pepper when I was a kid, and I've never tried it again.
Oh, okay.
And I think I
used to not
accidentally
like Dr. Pepper as a kid, and then at some point I became okay with it.
I think I like randomly went to a fast food place and poured a soda, and I think it was Dr Pepper because I'm like, oh, this is really garbage, and I must have like hit the wrong thing, or maybe they had the pumps hooked up the wrong way. Because like it didn't. It was I was going for a Coke, and it wasn't a Coke. It did not taste like Coke.
Nothing is as shocking as when you're expecting one flavor and get something completely different.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for coming on Nexus at Night.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you again for having me.
Grammar. Where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
I don't actually have much of an online presence that is
Smart
Vanguard related, so I will abstain.
Okay, yeah, that's
Fair
cool.
enough.
That's definitely a thing. You can find the show, and now I figured this out. You can find the show at Nexus at Night, Twitter, Instagram, or if you want to support it, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. $5 a month, price of a cup of coffee. Whole ass bonus show with
It's good.
Us and friends.
I've been going back through them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, and then
Talk about random stuff.
This last week, I showed my butt to people, so enjoy that. And then
You're all about it.
How about the rest of us?
You can find me on Twitter at Wiggums, 2Gs.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
And then you can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram, or you can find my other podcast at Generation Dan on Twitter. It's about Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z arguing about X, Y, or Z topic. New episodes every Thursday. So thanks. Whoops, damn it. So thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
I'm Jeremy.
And have a good night, everybody.